these surfers actually are kind of like the most improved award as this season has gone on. I mean, literally getting better and better, just a more confident. Obviously, the talent's been there for a very long time. I mean, they've been touted as one of the next, level of surfing in the professional championship tour surfers. And so to see them start to come into their own, as basically youngsters, it's incredible. And it totally feels like he has more to give us, really. I mean, especially at a wave like this. So we'll see how he goes in this quarterfinals, and he's got a tough one.
Well, here's an adjustment from Jack Robinson. And what I mean by that is he didn't wait for one of the bigger waves. He just looked to get things started, tucking into the barrel. And this one's going to swamp him. And with 32 and minutes and 40 seconds to go, it's going to be the rookie hanging on to priority and picking the eyes out of the first set that rolls around the point here at Jeffreys Bay. What's your feeling? Do you think it's going to be experience paying off today?
Man, you'd have to say that experience plays a big role for sure.
Jack on wave number 2. It was just a throwaway, that first one. But he has been moving with a great pace. His equipment's looked very sharp throughout the event so far. He really hasn't skipped a beat, linking his turns together brilliantly, riding high on this one to get down the line. Seen him throw some big airs as well, and he might be lining one up down the line. Here goes the big float, and opts out of the finish. But he's kicked things off, getting things moving, and not sitting there and getting too patient from the outset.
Generally, that means that consistency is going to stay up.
Sammy Pupo is going to get the first opportunity to throw a big punch here and maybe put some pressure on Jack Robinson in the first quarterfinal of the morning here on finals day at the Corona Open J-Bay. Samuel Pupo lining this one up through to the inside, grabs the wall, pulls into the barrel, super deep, won't come through this one. And he'll head back out into the lineup now without really taking a big advantage in that opening exchange. But he might be able to get back to the takeoff zone and get that priority. And I think the difference is when it was at the end of the schedule and these newcomers to the tour had been beat up in competition all year, the confidence was zapped, and that sort of took away from the performance a little bit at times. Here we go, Jack Robinson, wave number 3. The best he's banked so far is a 2.5. So we're really waiting for one of these competitors to get things started here, and Robinson might do it on this ride. Nice tube to get started, out onto the open face, holds that rail, deals with the bump nicely and tucks in once again. Man, this guy can find a tube. Up into the lip, nice hook off the top. And he has just clicked with Jeffreys Bay this year. Had solid numbers throughout. And just when he's looking a little lost in the lineup, he finds his place, and it's right there in the tube. No point did it look like he was not coming out of those tubes. You just know he's going to reappear.
Yeah, well, there's the big roundhouse cutback, which we haven't seen a lot of here at this event. This wave definitely down the line, but again, perfectly placed in there. The one section that he's going to be able to go deep from it, he does it, completely disappears from view, and then sets it up again. And that's why he's such a great barrel rider, is that he senses it so much earlier than everybody else that he can set it up. And he does it, better than anyone. It really is. And he also had a very strong maneuver after those 2 barrels, the roundhouse cutback on the outside. But then see how he sets this one up. He pumps into it with a ton of speed, knowing that you have to go through that section very quickly. And you see, again, that was the setup all the way from the bottom turn to be able to stall through that one, and then this big, strong turn here. So this is going to be a great score for him.
Always kind of had the airs as well, but really has, I think, just cleaned things up nicely. I think refining his equipment too and getting away from sort of barrel riding boards and getting onto some high performance stuff. His designs as well, 21.5 minutes to go, 7-point ride. And now just hunting under priority, looking for something better than that 2.5 to put some real pressure on Samuel Pupo, but he's going to kick out of this one.
I like how they've left a little bit of room. I still feel like there's more to give here. The 7.0 for Jack Robinson's double barrel and nice turn.
There's a trend there too, isn't there? Good success for the Australian surfers.
And also,
if Jack Robinson can get on that page.
Young surfers actually coming in here and winning this event, right? It's the wild cards have been that way.
Here's Samuel Pupo on his first proper effort with a big wall standing up. A couple of nice turns. Great variation always with this guy. And at different stages, I do see just shades of Toledo in his approach. Super explosive, has that extension in the arms. And as we mentioned, an amazing assortment of maneuvers you can throw at these big walls.
take a look at the replay here, and this was unfortunate that this wave ran off. You know, this was an important priority decision by him to get a number that's going to kind of, you know, rival Jack. And unfortunately, the wave shuts down after this. Wasn't able to finish this wave. And you know, thinking about the judging and the way they've been putting it together, they want to see a complete ride in order to get bigger numbers, you know, into that very good range, into excellent. You need to complete the ride from top to bottom and give us like a wow moment, you know, some moment in that wave where you're like, wow, that was incredible to go excellent.
And Jack is on the outside with 16 minutes to go, sizing up another ride here. Just gets into this one. And the first priority, get as much speed as possible so you can lay into this big first section. Nice transition hit off the top there. Keeps that down the line flow, back out in front of it now. Draws on that rail, holds it from the top of the wave right down into the bowl. This wave doubling up, moving through to the inside. And this is where Jack has read the wave so beautifully as he drives up into the pocket once again. Nice high line re-entry. And just finding a little bit of fins-free action as he dropped out of the lip.
Really cool. Good read once again. You know, not overcooking the final maneuver there, just making sure that he's going to ride, get that second number in the books, doesn't want to fail that final maneuver.
I guess, you know, if he can match that 4.83 for Samuel Pupo, there's a little bit of pressure in this ride, and there's certainly some points on this outside section.
Well, and that carve was the one I was talking about. You know, he was able to get the arc in there and keep that speed down the line, which he had done, and then that beautiful down carve in this double up section to set it up. And then this was that final move. You know, he didn't overcook that one, just the full lip line, carried the speed through it, right up and over, little airdrop to finish it. So a pretty dynamic finish, and you know, it's going to be a good number to back up the 7.0.
There it is in super slow-mo. It's, you know, his timing has improved so much, Pete. Real subtle touches on the lip there, and that's a section that's tripped up a lot of competitors, but Jack just so switched on at the moment.
In order to solidify that, this is would be a big heat win if he can get through Jordy and get into the semifinals. That'll, you know, solidify a spot going into the last event of the season.
Jack Robinson trying to get rid of a 5.83, taking a chance on this one. Looks down the line and doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to get out of there. A couple of pretty decent numbers already. Looking forward to making that comparison between the backhand approach and the regular footers in that next quarterfinal heat. But right now we're watching Sammy Pupo, the Brazilian, loading up. So much speed, goes for the oop, gets lost in the breeze. And he's not going to stick it. And he really put it all on the line with that first maneuver.
It's an interesting thing, though. A lot of these waves, as you can see somebody rolling in now, you know, it's not the most perfect scenario. There's wide ones, they're coming back on themselves. They've got these like double ups in them. And it's really a hard lineup to read right now. But out the back, you see another surfer looking at one. So, oh, he goes to the air. These waves that are coming in wide, they're really hard to read.
Well, the Australian is going to be on his way to the semi-finals with a strong performance here in the quarters. Doesn't even need this last ride. Samuel Pupo put it all on the line on that big individual turn on the outside. And that was really his last shot at it. That insider was probably never going to get him into the excellent range. Very composed performance from Jack, Pete. He got busy in the opening stages, but then found the wave he was looking for. Wave number 3, he turned it into a 7.
Yeah, that was a great job by finding the barrel, which we didn't expect this morning. You know, Sammy Pupo wasn't as close as I thought he was when we saw the slow-mo there, but ultimately, good result, another quarterfinal for Sammy. But Jack, you know, again, just too hard to beat.